3, 2, 1. I'm live. Hey, YouTube. How we doing? Welcome to Federal Prison Talk. My name is Sean. I'm what's called a returning citizen. I'm a guy who's done time in the federal prison system. I've been out a couple years, and I started this channel to help people that are facing prison time, people that are in prison, believe it or not, and people getting out of prison, and all things prison related. And sometimes we go off topic. We don't even talk about prison. Well, tonight I'm doing a live show, and this show, basically, when I go live, I count on you guys to ask me questions, comments, give me some subject matter to talk about. But if you don't know anything about me and it's the first time watching the channel, blah, blah, blah. I did 52 months in the federal prison camp in Florence, Colorado, a little tiny town in southern Colorado in the high desert, and 52-month sentence. I got some time off for a program called RDAP, gave me a year off, 6 months halfway house time, 8 months good time. The feds give you 85%. You get like 54 days off for every year. So I did 27 months in the camp, 6 months in the halfway house. Then they give you 3 years federal probation. I have 11 months and 2 days to go, and I'm off probation. So I started this channel about a year ago, helping people like me where your house got raided, you're on federal pre-trial. 4 years, guys, pre-trial for 4 years. My house got raided a year before that, so that's 5 years not knowing if you're going to prison. You know in the back of your head you're going to prison. Your lawyer, your public defender, your family, your friends all say, you're not going to prison, you're going to get probation. They don't let you run around all these years, and then now they're going to send you to prison. They do. So I started this channel for people like me that was going through hell trying to search YouTube for federal prison camp minimum. So, I'm a non-violent criminal, guys. I'm not going to kill you. And a lot of people that aren't going to kill you, but they're going to prison. We're called non-violent criminals. That's white collar, blue collar, drug dealers, doctors, lawyers, politicians, drug dealers, mules for the cartel, all that stuff. A lot of mules for the cartel were at my prison camp. Sheep, whatever you want to call them. Let me just put this on your truckload. You go across the border 2 times a day anyways. You might as well make $5,000 every time you cross. That 17th time, they got caught. And now they're going to federal prison. Yes, it happens all the time. So, so I started this channel. And since I started the channel, I got hired for a nonprofit charity called Wings for Life. I just did a live show today at 3 o'clock. Check that. That's out on my channel. And they help the families of inmates. They help inmates. They've been around 27 years. The lady who runs the founder and liked my channel. And in a nutshell, short story, hired me. Recruited me out of San Francisco. Now I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And things are going well. And I try to help you guys. My number, my email, all that stuff to get a hold of me, it's down below in the links in the descriptions. All those questions your lawyer won't answer, can't answer, would like to answer, doesn't know the answer to, doesn't want the time to answer you, I can give you my advice, my experience, my answers. Not that my answers are the correct ones, but I'm somebody you can talk to who understands what you're going through. So, got somebody on the line all right now. Dawood. Hi, Mr. How the First Step Act helped the new inmates. For example, if I sentence 5 years, what do I expect? You know what? Funny you bring that up. I got a call, guys. I shouldn't be saying this. I don't know if probation's watching. And I didn't ask this guy to call me, okay? So, in the federal prison camps, it's really easy to get a cell phone. And I tell you guys, do not get a cell phone. If they catch you with a cell phone, man, they're going to ship you to the low, and they're going to take away your good time. They could add more time, and it's just, don't use a cell phone. But this guy who watched my channel before he went to prison last year, He's in Florence Federal Prison Camp, same place I was at. I get a call last night, 719 area code, Colorado. I answered it. The guy is calling me from the prison on a cell phone. Oh, shit. I've deleted the number. I told him to get rid of mine. But as long as I answered it, and as long as you called me, what's going on? So about 80 inmates have been released just this month for the First Step Act. He's telling me the counselors are telling them anybody's got a year or less to go or 18 months or less to go, can you get a ride? Can somebody pick you up tomorrow? Because we'll release you. So there's a town driver that's an inmate that takes people to and from the Greyhound bus depot or the airport when they're surrendering to prison or when they're getting released. But I guess that job's really not happening now. The pandemic, they're short on staff. So now they need your family members to pick you up when you're getting released from prison. It's not like the movies. They just open up the gate and you walk out and, you know, the mob boss is waiting for you. And no, they don't let you go out the gate. You got to get a ride out of there. You're out of there. So he's telling me anybody that has family members that can pick them up, it's got a year or less, is getting released because of the First Step Act. So I just did a story about a week ago or so. Thousands of inmates are going to be released for the First Step Act. I'm all, yeah. I've been hearing this for years. It's actually true. I talked to Audrey. She's got a YouTube channel called Fed Phoenix, but she's in prison, but she started a channel before she went. But please go to her channel, subscribe, like her, all that stuff. And if you can send her some money on her books, because she was broke. They took everything from her, and she didn't have much to go in. She calls me once a week. By the way, if you are in federal prison, you get 500 free minutes a month to call people. That's something new that they started. It used to be like 80 cents a minute. Now it's all free. She calls me, she emails me, and she told me there's been at least 20 inmates released out of Alderson. That's where Martha Stewart went. She's at that camp. And Florence Federal Prison Camp. Well, they released 40 from the camp and like 40 from the FCI. Penitentiary guys, I'm sorry, you're not getting released. Probably some of you are, but it's for the minimum, the low, and the campers. So the First Step Act, guys, Trump started this in 2018, did three things. A guy that got busted with a pound of crack and a pound of powder cocaine. The pound of crack, the guy would get 25 years for a pound of crack. The guy with an ounce of start over. You got an ounce of crack, the guy would get 25 years. You got an ounce of powder cocaine, 5 years or less. First Step Act trumped all that. Hence the word Trump. And instead of 25-year sentence, you get 5-year sentence. All kinds of people got released. Then the second thing that it did. So in the feds, you're supposed to get 85%. You do 85% of your time. 15% of that is good time to be released. So they calculated for every year, you're going to get 47 days credit of good time. It was wrong. So now you get, 47. So now you get 54 days instead of 47. So they owed everybody 7 days of good time. So if you're doing a 10-year sentence, you got 70 days coming to be released. It's not a lot, but 70 days. You're doing a 5-year sentence, you get 35 days. You're going to get released a month early. So it's a big deal. Third thing the First Step Act did, we'll say they want to release people early. We're going to have a thing called earned time credits. And you get these earned time credits by taking programs and classes. Everything from welding to plumbing to carpentry to learning about Roman history to, GED, learning Spanish as a second language or English as a second language, all these classes. But the Fed said For every 30 days you do of programming, we'll give you 10 days credit that you can apply to a halfway house or home confinement and get home early. If you're low security campers or the lows, you can have 15 days. The guys in the mediums and the penitentiaries get 10. But to get a day's worth of credits, you had to do 8 hours of programming. Well, the BOP got sued lately. And guess what? They lost. Instead of 8 hours a day, it's 1 hour a day now. Plus, they said all the programs are closed down, pandemic, guys are working. Anyways, it's all changed. So now, when I was in prison, I took classes on money management, real estate fraud, taught by a guy there for real estate fraud. Nevertheless, I took the real estate class, GED. We had film review where we watched a movie, we wrote about it. But all these classes I took, right, were 2 hours a night. And I took four nights a week I went to classes. I got lots of certificates for all these programs I took. But now, every class I went to for every 1 hour counts for a day. So the max is a year. After all those credits, the most you can get is a year off. But these guys been taking these classes since 2018. The feds got sued. Now, they're forced to let these people go. People got all these earned time credits lined up, and they're letting them go. So this guy calls me on his cell phone. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Don't call me on a cell phone. Man, and had I known, I wouldn't even answer. But I said, dude, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. He's telling me 40 people out of the camp have been let go, and there's more coming. If anybody can get a ride home, they are letting you go. People are going free. So this is inside news. You know what I mean? I wish I could have recorded the call. I get myself in more trouble. But listen, if any probation, if you're watching, all they did was answer the phone. I didn't know the guy was going to call me from his cell phone. I swear to God. I've deleted the number and, I told him, you better get rid of that fucking cell phone because it can get you in trouble. Don't use a cell phone when you're in prison. But everybody's putting TikTok videos on their cell phone and running it on Facebook. And God, you guys are stupid, man. Anyways, what am I going to do? So let's see what this next question is. RDAP still gets you 12 months plus the First Step Act or only 1 year off. So RDAP gives you a year off your sentence if you got a 37-month sentence or more. So the way it works, it's 6 months to a year off. If you have a 24-month sentence, 24 months to 30 months, you'll get 6 months off. 31 months to 37 months, 31 months to 36 months, you get 9 months off. 37 months or more, you get a year off, and they guarantee you 6 months halfway house time. They guarantee the halfway house time because RDAP, once you get released from the prison in the halfway house or home confinement, you got to do aftercare, TDAP, Transitional Residential Alcohol Abuse Program. That's where you're going to see a counselor for an hour a week, and you're going to sit in a group session for an hour a week. You got to do 2 hours a week of this aftercare therapy for at least 4 months. To make sure that you do the 4 months, they guarantee you 6 months halfway house time. That's 18 months, the most you can get on RDAP, which I got because I had a 52-month sentence. And now with the First Step Act, you can get the most you can get with the First Step Act credits is a year. And the 6 months for RDAP, technically, theoretically, 18 months halfway house time and a year off RDAP, 2.5 years going home early. Will you get the 2.5 years? Well, the halfway houses, a lot of them are full. A lot of halfway houses have closed down. A lot of halfway houses have their own rules. You get to the halfway house, thinking to go to home confinement. Halfway house says, well, we got to check out your house. We're going to give you a series of passes. a 4-hour, a 6-hour, 8-hour, a 12-hour, a 24-hour pass, one every week. You come back and you're clean and you pass a drug test and all that stuff. And we check out your house, put you on an ankle bracelet, put a camera up in your house, all that stuff. Yeah, we'll let you go to home confinement. Some halfway houses, you get there, we're full. You know what? Tomorrow morning, get your bags ready. You go straight to home confinement. It really depends on the halfway house. It's kind of how it works. But theoretically, you could get 2.5 years off early. A year off for RDAP and 18 months halfway house time. Does it happen? It happens. Is it going to happen to you? We shall see. It kind of is looking that way, like it might happen to you. Let's see. I got Wayne's old friend. Do inmates who have less than 1 year left qualify for earned time credit under the First Step Act? They do if they've been there a while. You know what I mean? I mean, how have they been there long enough to take the classes? So it used to be, Wayne, that, every 6 months they're going to reevaluate you, sit you in the office with your counselor and your case manager and the unit director and sometimes associate warden, and the 3 or 4 of you sit around and they're going to check out your record, what you've been doing the last 6 months. Oh, well, I see you got, so many classes you took and all that. Looks like you got 18 days credit towards good time. We'll add that. And then they got to call the halfway house and say, yeah, I know he was supposed to get out in April and go there, but now he's got earned time credits. So, can you make it March 2nd now? And the halfway house says, well, we don't have any room on March 2nd. So, blah, blah, blah. And he can't come. And that's all changed. BOP got sued. They lost. So the answer is yes. But, I mean, you got to take you got to earn the credits. So now it's an hour a day. So, if you take a class on learning Russian language, an hour a day on Mondays, for a month, whatever, once you get 30 days, you're supposed to get 15 days credit time served. And yeah, it can all happen. So it's BOP got sued. They lost, and they're making people do their jobs. I wasn't going to believe this till I got that phone call and I got the email from Audrey. So I just know that Alderson is letting people out and Florence Federal Prison is letting people out. I can't speak about the other prisons, but I imagine if 2 of them are. So it's actually happening. We used to call this inmate.com. I heard stories every week. If you're over 55, you're only going to do half your time. If you're a woman, they're closing all the women's prisons down. They're sending them all home. There's no more camps. If you're a camper, you're just going to let you do work furlough, blah, 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 blah. Inmate.com, right, it's all rumors, but looks like this one's actually happening. Hard to believe. Wayne says, no, they have only been there only a few months and haven't taken any classes. Well, Wayne, they got to take the classes. I mean, so it's earned time credits. So, an hour a day counts as a whole day now. So let's say, there's a thing called ACE classes. And these are classes taught at night, usually from 7 to 8 and 8 to 9, or 6 to 7 and 7 to 8. There's 4, 5, 6, 7 different classrooms. And after your evening meal, you can go to class or do what you want, walk the track, go to the gym, watch TV, whatever. I went to a lot of classes. So if you go 4 times a week, and I took, the 6, 7, and the 7 to 8. So that would be, you could get from Monday to Thursday, or was it Friday? Yeah. So Monday to Friday, you could have 10 classes you could theoretically take, which would count as 10 days. So after 3 weeks, you're going to get 15 days off. And Wayne, do the math. Yeah, he can eventually get some time off, but first he's got to earn the credits. You know what I mean? And if he's only got a year, if he's only there for a year, he's already going to get 2 months off for good time. He'll get at least a month halfway house time, if not 3. So on a year sentence, he's going to do 7, 8, 9, 10 months in the prison. The earned time credits for the First Step Act, he's so short time that really for him, maybe he gets home an extra month early. That's kind of it. I mean, he's short time. And when you've got a year and a day, people don't even want to know your name. For one, they're pissed or jealous, and you're not going to be there long. Who wants to make friends with somebody that's going home in 8 months? They really don't even want to get to know you. You just, guys are doing 3, 5, 7-year sentences. The guy that's got a year and a day, you know what I mean? Sorry, that's the way it is. You're so short that people don't want to get to know you. You're going home like tomorrow, according, in prison years. You got a year sentence. You're going home tomorrow. Get away. I don't even care about you. That's the way it is, Wayne. That's just the way it is. Wayne says they have 9 months left, so just asking, is it worth it for him to start taking classes? Thanks, Sean. Well, it's worth it to educate yourself. Get your mind going. Learn things, right? Education is, if they're giving education away free in the feds, take it. But, a year sentence, he ain't going to get no extra time off. And nobody gives a fuck about the guy with the year and a day. You're just like, go away with your year and a day, buddy. I'm sorry. You're nothing. A year and a day is, I could do that standing on your head. Really. If I violated today and they give me 6 months, in my mind, tomorrow I go home. It's a year and a day. That's a joke. I'm sorry. That's a joke. It's just nothing. That's just my opinion. He got exactly 1 year, so he doesn't get any good time. He has to serve. You know what? My heart does not go out to him. Oh, he doesn't get any good time. A year is nothing, Wayne. It is. Look, a day in prison is a day too long. A year sentence in the prison, guys laugh at that. I didn't get no good time for my year off. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm sorry. I hate to say that, but it's so short of a time when it's nothing. He'll get some halfway house time. So he's got the year. He won't get any good time credit. He might get 1 or 2 months off for the First Step Act plus halfway house time. He might be out of there in 8 months, but he might be out of there in a year. In 8 months in a year, that's all you're doing? Will the real prisoner please stand up? I'm sorry, just people nobody gives a shit. Sorry. I don't really give a shit. A year sentence? I just, there's no bleeding heart. A year sentence. I could only wish. And that's how people are going to feel, You're lucky. He's lucky. Matthew says, great live call on Wings for Life early. Thank you, Matt. Matt, you're back. Matt is back. Matt, when you coming on the channel? So Matt is like, what is it, Matt? Now you're a college student taking criminology courses, or prison is like you're writing papers on people in prison and all this. Are you getting into serial killers? What kind of, Matt? I don't know. You gonna come on the show and talk about it? So Matt's not going to prison, guys, and he watches my channel, and that's great. I love it. People are curious. I've asked Matt to come on the channel, and he's a little shy. Once I put that out, Matt said, "Oh, wait a minute." But Matt texts me quite often, and I appreciate it, Matt, because you let me know that I'm alive. I got a purpose. I'm helping people, and I like it, Matt. So don't stop. So Matt might just come on the channel here. Matt, I'm free this weekend. You let me know. Anyways, who else is on here? Great. Oh yeah. So I really don't have any. I don't even know. Okay, hey, Matt says something else. Haha. Yep, I really believe in prison reform. So see, Matt, I need you on the channel so you can talk about why do you believe in prison reform. A lot of people could care less about people getting out of prison. A lot of people can. A lot of people want us back in prison, and they don't care if we change their life. They don't care if we were good. They don't care if we were innocent. People are just, put the person back in prison, get them out of my face. I don't want to see. I gotta be to work at 9 a.m. I don't care about this guy out of prison, in prison. People don't care. They just don't care. Wayne says, I know he is not complaining about his sentence. He knows he has it good. I told him to reach out to Wings for Life when he gets out. So thank you, Wayne. So yeah, please, Wings for Life. I got the little emblem. I'm going to point to it. Or is it? I think I'm pointing to it now. You can click on it here. It's in the corner. Wait, there it is. I don't know. You see it up there? No, up there. Why isn't my hand working? Right here, on top of my finger. Wings for Life. Click on that. Anyway, so that's the charity I work for that hired me. Yeah, when you get out of prison, man, we can get you a job, a place to live. We'll help out your family while you're inside. We'll do everything we can. But we're there to listen. We're there to help. I just did a show today, guys. You can check out my video on my channel. It's an earlier video I did live with. I had the founder on there and the program director. And we're a very diverse people, all colors, all ages, all walks of life. Everybody that works for Wings has somebody in prison. Now, everybody that works for Wings has somebody in prison, but nobody that works for Wings has been to prison except me. Now I'm the first, so I'm proud to say they hired me. I'm the first returning citizen felon out of prison that Wings has hired, because I'm the new voice for Wings. I don't know what I am, but they even let me start the show Wings Week in Review that I do every Fridays. We started the first one today. Matt saw it, and I don't know, Matt, what'd you think of the show? Tell me, you got some ideas. How can we change it? Was it good? Keep it? Change everything? Tell me, Matt. I don't know. Looking for, responses. Matt says, oh, yeah, he really believes in prison reform. Wayne says, I know he's not complaining about sins. He knows he has good. I told him to yeah. Sorry, I already read that. But yeah, call us at Wings for Life International. All the links are down below in the description of this video. Click the little word that says show more. It opens up. If you're on a cell phone, you might have to push some buttons, but it's down below all the videos. All the Wings for Life phone number, the website, all that. And if you're getting out of prison, we will help you. If you got a family member in prison, Wings for Life will help you while they're doing time. You're doing time, and Wings for Life knows that. So, I mean, if you need some toys for your kids, some blankets, some food, a place to live, call us, man. We're going to help you. Want to just talk to somebody because we're the people who understand what you're going through? Call us. Call me. My number, everything, emails down below. I understand, you know how many guys I was in prison with and their families are going through it because they were the breadwinner, especially the drug dealers. So you just left your woman with the 2 kids and they can't, they ain't got the money for the rent. They got enough food, right? And you were filling up the fridge with food. You were paying the rent. Now you're gone. You're in prison. The wife said, how the hell am I supposed to survive? Well, we can help you at Wings for Life. We really can. Matt says, show was good, but have Ann and staff on during the line. Yeah, they're not going to. So Ann's, that was the only time she's going to be on there. Well, I don't say the only time. But she was just on for the first show, and she's going to actually, she told me so. She goes, from now on at 3 o'clock, I'm leaving, Sean, and whoever you got on there, But I asked her to be on the first show because she's the founder. Uh-oh. I hear people outside. I got a buddy who called me I did time with, Hugo. We just talked for about a half an hour. He might be coming by my house tonight, and he wants to be a guest. But let me see if they call. No. So he said he's going to try to get here, and I'm just, I'm at my house. I know that I got the prison background, but it's really a bedroom. You can't tell. So, but yeah, man, I did a few years in prison with this guy, and we used to walk the track, tell stories to each other, and and he lived in Albuquerque. I lived in San Francisco, and so he came by the office, Wings for Life, just last week, and we're going to help him find an apartment because he's living with his sister, and we got some interns there who all they do is help people out of prison find apartments to live in or houses to live in. And but Hugo said he wants to be on the show. If he doesn't make it tonight, he's going to be on next week. And I just heard people parking outside. I got these neighbors, guys, and they're just like, they're loud. And anyways, I who am I? It's like in prison. Just keep walking. Whatever you see, just keep walking. Don't look. But I got neighbors. I know what they're doing. But I just keep walls. I say hello to them when I leave in the morning if they're there, because they're always outside. And I just say hi and I go. And I think I told one of the guys that I work for Wings for Life, I'm out of prison. And one of the guys told me, my friend just got out of prison. Can you help him? I gave him my card, but he hasn't called. But I just keep it on the down low. It's like in prison. I know what these neighbors are kind of doing. You know what I'm saying? I just hello, how are you? I go in my house. What are you gonna do? I'm on federal probation. I don't want to know you. If you're out there committing crimes or whatever you're doing, I don't associate with you. Okay, one of these guys in this little neighborhood I live in, because I'm in Albuquerque and it's full of crime. I'm not in the best neighborhood. A guy asked me for a ride so he could go get his dose. You know what I mean? What was that? The guys on heroin take method. Guys on heroin, they have to drink that methadone, or is it methadone? Yeah, but anyways, can you give me a ride until I can get my dose, man? Because it's only 8 blocks away. Dude, I just got out of prison. I'm on federal probation. I can't have any felons in my car. I don't know what's on you. I don't know if you have drugs on you or a gun on you or you have warrants. And I don't want to go back to prison. And I said, so I'm going to tell you no. I hope you understand. And I said this to the guy. He looked at me. He just, oh, yeah. It's all right, man. I understand. I'll walk. You got to do that, guys. You got to do that. I'm not going back to prison because I had California plates on my car at the time, and I'm in New Mexico. That's all I need. Woo! Get pulled over. There's a guy in my car. What's this guy's name? Why are you giving this guy a ride? Well, I don't know. He's my neighbor. You asked for a ride? Oh, sure, buddy. And then they search the guy, and he's got a needle on him and a gun and who knows what. Warrants, I don't know. Right? And he's in my car. Guess what? I'm explaining all this to a judge while I'm locked up in detention in 3 weeks till I get to my court trial. Meanwhile, the probation officer, you know what I mean? It's a mess. You know what I mean? I'm not going to prison for that. And I'm sorry. I had to tell the guy. And I could have just told him, no, I can't give you a ride. But no, I had to go tell him, I'm a felon. I'm out of prison. I'm on federal probation, and I can't help you. And that kind of, when you say that to a person, they back off. So whatever these neighbors are doing or whatever, they know I'm on federal probation. I'm out of prison, and I'm not going back. You don't want to get to know me, all right? Because I'm not going back. And that's just the way it is, man. Just the way it is. You got to be careful. You know what I mean, guys? So let's see who else is on here. I've got Wayne. Did the COs treat you well in prison, Sean, since you are considered financial crimes felons? I'm going to tell you, Wayne. So, yeah, I was in there for white-collar crime. I was just telling Hugo, I shouldn't have been in there for white-collar crime. So you guys know I got 5 years clean off drugs. I've been in 11 drug programs. The last 4 of them while I was being indicted. I finally got 5 years clean and sober. But I was in there for tweaker white crimes. Now, let me explain the difference. So you got businessmen and bakers and all this stuff, and they changed a 6 to a 4 in the paperwork. So, no. I did wire fraud, tax fraud. I was the drug addict tweaker who, stole your credit card number, and tried to, buy something and then trade it to the drug dealer. Well, I was making false tax returns for other tweakers so they could get $1,000 back on their taxes, and you give me $100, and I'll get high at the end of the day. That's the white collar crime shit that I did. So there's a difference. There's drug addict, tweaker, white collar crimes, and then there's white collar crimes. So you know what I mean? and I had to grow up. I had to get off the drugs, and so did they treat me different? Not at first. Usually the COs do not like white collar guys at all. They'll trust a drug dealer before they'll trust a white collar guy. Then they found out my history that, a tweaker drug addict, white collar crime person. They kind of go, oh, well, he just stole that so he could get high. So, all right. So, not like I'm a victim, but they understood as opposed to the guy who has a, $30 million house and tried to cheat the bank out of a bank loan deal. I'm not in that category. So once they kind of, and they look at your records, but they will treat the drug dealer the best. Actually, they have more respect for somebody who murdered somebody because they figure when you murder somebody, you're only going to do it once. Now, there's a difference between a serial killer and all that, but let's say a guy who killed his wife for cheating on him. They figure that's the only time he's ever going to do that, and it's a done deal, and they'll kind of trust him and treat him better. They figure he's not going to come back to prison. He's not going to get another wife and murder her. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made any sense. Katrina, hi, Sean, LOL. I keep forgetting about our time difference. Hey, Katrina was on the show earlier today. Katrina, thanks for coming on there. Appreciate it, Katrina. I know Ann doesn't know your history, and when she was answering your questions about your son and the halfway house, and she doesn't really know the federal system. She only knows the state system. So when you tell her halfway house, because people that get out of state prisons, they kind of have a choice to stay at a halfway house. Although some of them get out early and they do get to go to the halfway, but it's not like the feds. So Ann didn't really understand it, but thank you for Katrina for coming on, Mr. Spam. How you doing there, Mr. Spam? Look, what do you got? Vam.red. So I'm gonna fry some spam here. I'm gonna fry you, Mr. Spam. He's gone now. Block user. I'm hitting a button that says block user. But, that's what you got to do with your time. Was that a website you put up there? I don't even know what was that? Why do you do that? Do you get your jollies? Is that fun for you on a Friday night? That's what you do? Okay, Mr. Spam. Anyways. All right, guys. Yeah. So I don't even know. I don't even know why I'm doing the show tonight. I just did a 3:00 live one, but anyways, I appreciate all you. I'm getting like these regulars on the show. I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming on. Where's TJ? TJ's usually here, but Matt showed up. And anyways, guys, you got some more questions for me? I'm probably gonna call it early quits. I haven't even had my dinner yet. It's been all day, but I'll stay on as long as you keep asking me questions. Anybody? If not, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm hungry. It's been a long day. I'm going to go live on Sunday. I'm taking tomorrow off, guys, but I'll go live Sunday afternoon, a little early. Katrina says, how do you think they would treat someone with a white-collar crime of cheating on a U.S. customs document? LOL, no drug or anything. So, you would think they'd treat them nice. A lot of these COs, they hate the white-collar people. My tax money went for that, and you're stealing from me, and you're stealing from America, and they got, this kind of, yeah. So it really depends, Katrina. Some of the guards are going to hate him, and some could care less. But he's not going to, just because you're a white-collar criminal, the guards don't like you, okay? They really don't. They think you're a weasel. You're a weasel. That's the way to look at you. That's the way it is. All righty, guys. I think I'm going to call it good night unless there's any more questions. Give it 1 minute. 1 minute. Katrina is popping up. I knew it. I knew Ann didn't understand. Yeah. She does. She only understands state prisons. She's been in a lot of state prisons. I'm trying to teach her about the federal system, and Because in the feds, guys, almost everybody has to go to a halfway house. You can turn down the halfway house and just get released and report right to probation, but you lose all that free time you could have had. So, and they really discourage. They want everybody to do at least a month in the halfway house. It's like a little transition before prison to the free world. But there are people that turn it down and they go straight to probation. Now, in the state prisons, people get released and they don't even have probation or parole or nothing. They're released and they're just free. I wish that would be so nice. Just, in the movies when they open up the gate and the guy's released and he's free. Doesn't happen in the feds, man. What else say? Scared for him to be in Detroit ghetto. Yeah. Detroit's not a nice place, Katrina. Not a nice place. Yeah, the halfway house is always in the worst neighborhood. Mine was in the Tenderloin. The Tenderloin, I mean, there was actually 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 guys in the front door with needles hanging out of their arms. I got pictures. I'll put them up here one time. These junkies hanging out in front of the halfway house. And the staff who works there, they don't even care. But the Tenderloin, it's like homeless tents forever. It's tent. Fucking shit and piss, and people are naked and pissing on the street, and needles everywhere, and tents, and the hookers in the tent, and it's nasty, man. And the halfway house is right in the middle of all that shit, right in the middle, man. Yeah, and I'm sure in Detroit it's going to be the same way. I had to walk through that, man. And sometimes guys come up to you, they try to grab your phone out of your hand, steal your wallet out of your pocket, and yeah, they don't put the halfway houses in a good neighborhood. They really don't. But, you come out of the halfway house, there's a little bit of kind of the people on the streets know that you're a felon coming out of the halfway house, but they don't really care. But sometimes that'll be just enough where they're not going to kill you. And you can walk in and out and go to your job and come back alive. But it's a scary neighborhood. Scary neighborhoods in Detroit is nothing nice. All right. Hi, Erica Bentley. I'm sure you made that name up. DUN.RN something with a T. Yeah. Hi, Erica. How is life there in, where you at? South Africa with your spam? Yeah, Miss Spam. All right. See, I had enough. All right, guys. I'm going to call it tonight because I'm see what's going on. Thank you for watching. Sunday, I'll be live again. Thanks, guys. All right. Good night.